Welcome to Local Gods. My name is Marco Liu.
And I'm James Han.
And today we have the honor of having David Zhao, the founder, creator, restaurateur, and entrepreneur behind Chubby Cattle Group.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having
Welcome.
me. Thank you.
Now I have to ask, given the reputation of Chubby Cattle, so I'm thinking Wagyu beef, I'm thinking fatty meats, luxurious food. How are you able to stay so thin, man, as the owner of this super luxurious experience?
Yeah, I think actually I grew up eating meats only. So I'm on this diet.
Pure carnivore?
Yeah, I didn't know that when I was a kid.
Oh, keto. You're a keto guy.
Exactly. As I was growing up, that's how I ate, chicken, beef. I ate a lot of Chipotle growing up, and I didn't eat a lot of rice and veggies. Now I actually have more veggies. I eat the fiber and then the protein and then the carbs. But I do think eating high quality food is more important than whatever diet you have. High quality food over processed food is the key. So it's not about actually just the volume you eat, but if you eat high quality at beef at our places, you can stay very, very fit. You just work out and then you eat well and not eat all the processed food and sugar, and you're good to go.
Okay, so you heard it here first. The secret to David Zhao's health is eating at Chubby Group restaurants and just eating at Chubby Group restaurants, right?
I legit only eat at home, cooked by my girlfriend, or that's the best meal.
Okay.
And then it's Chubby.
Got it.
The top two. That's how I eat, literally.
That's a good spread. So
Yeah.
so there's what? There's 7, 8, 10 Chubby
We have
restaurants?
we have 20 concepts of
20
Chubby.
Wow.
Right,
Okay.
so it's on the Chubby Club app. It's
Okay.
down. You can see all the concepts. We have Chubby Curry, Chubby Skewers, Chubby Nori, my favorite hand rolls experience.
Okay.
We have Chubby Cattle Barbecue. We have Chubby Cattle Hot Pot. Right. We have Wagyu Master Shabu, Mikia, X Pod. So all types of Asian cuisines.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So take us back to the very beginning. So where was the first restaurant and why Chubby Cattle? Why not I don't know, Fatty Cattle or something else? Why? That's a very specific
Yeah,
thing.
it's quippy. It's very catchy.
Yeah. It brings me back. We're just celebrating 10 years, so this brings me back.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's why I'm in LA. It brings me back to our first location, Chubby Cattle Hot Pot in Las Vegas, Chinatown. And the name came about because we had, at the time, there were a lot of franchises that are like Little Lamb, Little Sheep. And,
I remember.
Right? There's those, now it's Happy Lamb. And then when we thought about it, we're all right, what is a name that, first of all, we sell high quality beef. So it's got to be cattle. And then what is a good alliteration, something memorable? And Chubby Cattle became the fans' favorite. We used statistic, we did Survey Monkey and asked what's the most memorable name.
Oh, wow.
And that is actually how we approach a lot of our decisions in the company. It's what would the customers like? What would the people like? So we analyze that and then come up with the name. So that's how for the first Chubby Cattle Hot Pot came around 10 years ago in Chinatown, Vegas. Yeah.
So that's a surprise to me because I think most people became aware of your line of restaurants, we were talking about earlier, through X-Pot.
Yeah.
And X-Pot was at the time, very cutting edge vision of super luxe hot pot where you had a golden calf and people were like,
Yeah.
what is this, idol worship? And there was dry ice coming out and there were all of these specific cuts of meat. And no one had ever seen that with a hot pot concept or any Chinese concept before. But that was not the first.
That was actually at the time, it was the next level of what we're building. That was the biggest project we've ever built. It was a $10 million build out. At the time, other restaurants were $1.5, $2 million build out. So when the Venetian Resort or Brookfield Properties reached out and say, hey, we're going to give you some cash and we're also going to give you this huge space, it was the biggest project, the most challenging project. But that was already 4 years in the making. Before the first, X-Pod definitely put us on the map in terms of virality on Instagram, on social. But before that, we've built in Chubby Cattle in Vegas, the first one. Then second one was Denver. And then third one was in Philly, where I went to school. I got all my college friends to essentially co-invest and build the project together. And then X-Pod came about. Yeah.
Philly, whiz wit or whiz without?
That's a good question. Yeah. Do you want to clarify to people that have no idea what James is referring to, what he's talking about when it comes to whiz?
I'm assuming the pre time, right? Like before Wiz and after Wiz for Philly.
We're talking about cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
Are we
cheesesteaks.
not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
without, yes, it will be definitely without Wiz, obviously with Hot Pot.
Is that like an old phrase now, or like?
I think probably before my time. It's gotta be before.
Oh.
Maybe. Well, we do have a dish like it's actually this is where it came about. Wagyu Philly cheesesteak became popular after we added all these Wagyu. We thought about even adding Wagyu Philly cheesesteak at Chubby Cattle.
Oh wow!
But we never did it with Wiz. No. Yeah, this is a before time for sure.
It's all right. A lot of Asians, they lactose intolerant anyway,
yeah.
so it ain't working.
There was actually a melting pot back then when they
true.
opened for a while in Philly.
Yeah.
We were looking at taking over that location, but that's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Those are with. I'm sure they have a Wiz option.
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah, that's standard. That's standard for fondue.
Yeah.
Knowing these concepts are really popular in Asia, I have to like dig deeper and like find. So what actually is your background and how did you stumble onto this? Because frankly speaking, when I have friends from like particularly in China, when they're back in town, and they're asking what is the hottest thing to eat right now. Off top for years, like last 3-4 years, I'd be like, honestly, it's all these Chubby Cattle restaurants. And they look at it and be like, honestly, we have a lot of that in Beijing and Shanghai. So like, yeah, break that down. Is that something that you grew up seeing when you would go back to China? Like, what is your specific background? And like, are you like just bring those Asian concepts back over here? Like, what's the story behind that?
Yeah, I think the Asian food scene has changed a lot globally. And I've seen it in the past 10 years. I think we're part of that growth. And statistically, Asian category is the fastest growing food category in the US, followed by Latin food. So Asian food is on the rise, just like Asian media. I think Asian food is on the rise. It's not I think. That's the data, what the data shows.
Sure.
And I think we're part of that movement. When I grew up in Shanghai, China, hot pot is like a weekly thing. You cook it at home.
Right.
You eat. There's all sorts of crazy ingredients. I actually wasn't a big fan of like duck blood, all sorts like
Same.
It sounds a little
tripe,
crazy, yeah.
all the things that I actually wasn't a fan of growing up. But and in China, no offense, like there's no quality meat, beef. In my take, at the time, there was no Australian Wagyu. Even now, like Chinese beef is not the type of beef that even at Chinese hot pot restaurants you'll get Australian Wagyu. That's the option.
It's still
now.
imported things.
Yeah,
from
you
other,
can't import Japanese Wagyu due to policies in China. So, but you do have Australian Wagyu.
Okay.
And now they have that. But back then when I was growing up, there was no quality beef. So it's just like veggies and these weird protein that I wasn't used to eating. And I knew that even when I came to the U.S., when we opened the first Chubby Cattle, like we should put the best of America, which is like the best steakhouses. That's what it's known for.
Yeah.
But at the time, had Black Angus beef. And we offer that and combine that with the tradition of hot pot with all the soup bases. And now we can get non-Asian Americans to come eat, not just eat beef tripe and eat, beef throat, all these different items, and let them have like the steak that they can have at steakhouse, but now put in a broth. So we can't like go too adventurous and do like pig's brain, but go
One
too
day.
adventurous.
One day
at a time.
One
right?
day
Like,
you'll get
I'm
it.
not even.
Yeah.
I can't eat beef tripe, so like it's not something that I eat. But I love the A5 Wagyu. I love the Black Angus beef,
Yeah.
and that changed my experience with hot pot. For me, as like someone that has the Asian culture for 12 years of my life, and now the rest of my life in the U.S., to have that both and combine the beauty of the hot pot experience, which is cooking with everyone. That's like really what it's about.
Family.
Yeah,
Family
it's
dining.
actually a really romantic thing. On a date, like you're feeding each other, you're making each other sauces, and see, is this my
That
taste?
is romantic.
Sauce
Be like,
it
hey,
up.
don't worry, baby
Wow.
girl, I got you a sauce.
Yeah.
Here's
No,
my
that's-
Here's my
Exactly.
concoction.
Like they taste your sauce. Like in China, it's like, oh,
That's crazy.
is your sauce
Whoa.
the type of sauce that I like?
We're not X-rated show, David.
Yo,
We're not talking about that
David,
kind of sauce. But this gets into such interesting minutia when it comes to dining, because like we can get into the barbecue element of it later, but yeah, when it comes to hot pot, like what would you say like the Chubby Group like prizes more, or like what seems to resonate more with different audiences, or does it vary according to market? Like
Absolutely.
hot pot versus barbecue.
Absolutely. I think certainly when we started, just an example, a crazy story. When we opened the first Chubby Cattle hot pot, the landlord didn't even know what hot pot was. They thought it was a weed spot. They're like, do you guys have the license to open this hot pot place? Because we call it Chubby Cattle hot pot. And then we had to explain to them what this is a soup base. Has nothing to do with cannabis. And
they literally thought it was a weed shop.
Yeah, so it's completely
Chubby Cattle pot.
Yeah, like so it's like different times, right? All the way till X-Pot when the landlord's like, hey, we checked out your Chubby Cattle, we like it. We want to put a hot pot concept on the strip of Vegas. And that is a big risk they took because at the time there was no hot pot, there's nothing like that on the strip. So you really do see that rise of people's transformation to understanding of Asian food. It's not just cheap Chinese food. That's Asian food.
Right.
People actually look at a culture based on the price of their food. That's like how
For sure.
they respected culture. And I think X-Pop put us on the map that, hey, we can also do awesome food with amazing ingredients. It's not just the French. It's just not the Italian food that can do that. We can do that as well. And that's the biggest shift. The omakases, right, that come out. And fine dining hot pot is out. Fine dining barbecue. You got the kote, right, of Korean barbecue. So it's certainly changing. And for us, what we value the most, to answer your question, is how we can bring value to the customer. It's not just, yes, X-Pot's fancy, but how can we bring, actually, if you calculate the dollar per pound of Wagyu, it's cheaper than you would go to Costco and buy yourself and cook yourself. Yeah. So we want to achieve that and bring that value and healthy ingredients, top quality ingredients at a valuable price to everyone.
For sure. Like people talk about sexual politics, sexual economics, cultural. Like there's definitely a cultural component to that too. Like I think I read a statistic about how technically Italian restaurants use as much, if not more, MSG as Asian restaurants do. Yet a lot of Chinese and Korean and Vietnamese restaurants get slammed with that MSG tag. Yeah. And when it comes to breaking this new cuisine, like hot pot and all that, like I can see how there's like this value proposition going on where it's like you're bringing premium meats, you're creating this premium experience, and you're kind of conditioning your audience to expect like, oh, they're signing up for something that isn't just takeout. It's something that is luxurious. It's worth taking someone out to a date on and all that.
What's crazy is we even have some Asians that will tell. I remember opening like real Asian food should be hole in the wall. It should be $8.
Yeah, it should be cheap.
Oh, there's
a crazy thing to me. Like our culture should be
colonized mindset, man. Like, that's a colonized mindset.
That's hole in the wall. You got to be bad customer service. That's the type of battle that we fought throughout the way. Like, no, it doesn't have to be
authentic.
Bad customer service.
That's like kind of the fighting words people will use.
Yeah,
this is not
like
authentic.
That's real Chinese food. Sure, we respect the tradition of Chinese food. We put the spices, we put the history behind it, but you can have elevated customer experience. You can have an elevated atmosphere. Yeah. So we had to fight to that. Like there's feedback like real hot pot is $8. Like this is fake hot pot. This is westernized hot pot, you know? But it's like it doesn't have to be that. Yeah.
For sure.
Oh wow.
We don't talk about politics really on the show, but there is like a cultural political element to like why like some of your concepts, a lot of people are like, wait, this is a Chinese-owned company, but you guys are serving Japanese food. What's that all about? They're wondering if you're doing like a bait and switch where it's like, I only eat authentic Japanese, to your point, made by Japanese people, even though most people are actually eating like Mexican sushi chefs sushi, where they're even having fancy omakase. So how do you explain that to people where it's like, even though the owners of the company are you guys all Chinese or like explain that, how you're able to do Japanese food, but you guys have a particular ethnic background?
Great question. We have on our cap table, on our investors' ownership, one of the largest Japanese ranches called Wagyu Master. Swin Food is a Japanese public company.
So you have your own Japanese ranch. Wow.
So we don't own the ranch, but they're our investors. And we do buy all the cattle from their ranches. So in terms of ownership, we have Koreans, we have Japanese, we have Chinese, we have Taiwanese, we have all
Pan-Asian.
So you got it all, the whole
and we're known because our CEO or co-founder is Chinese and myself is Chinese. So maybe they say, hey, this is a Chinese restaurant. But the ingredients are from Japan. We have A5 Wagyu, we have M9 Australian Wagyu from Australia. We have seafood from the US, right? We have seafood from Alaska. So it really is a like in terms of ingredients, it comes from everywhere. In terms of operation team, we have Japanese chefs, culinary team. We have Chinese culinary team for all of our different concepts. Like we have Chubby Skewers, that's Northern Chinese. And we have all these different chefs from around the country to do different types of experiences for us. So I think people's view of like, I only eat Chinese food by a Chinese wok chef and I only eat this will be a thing of the past. Yeah. Yeah. So I think there's, as we become this melting pot, I really do think there's culinary artists in every continent that we can find. Yeah. We take the best in Japan. We take the best of concepts in China and bring it here. And then mix it with the best steak experience that we've seen here. Mix it with the best Chinese skewer experience. Like the Chubby skewers, we took A5 Wagyu, which is not on the dish of the normal Chubby skewers Chinese concept, our Chinese partners, called Xingfu Xiaochuan. They don't have that Wagyu skewers in China, but we are like, all right, I think this is a great concept to have in the U.S., so we put that in there together. And same for Chubby Curry, and then we have our Chubby Tan, which is by an actual partnership with the Japanese Tan, beef Tan concept. So a lot of different partnerships to answer your question. So
got it.
Yeah, Pan Asian.
Wow. Yeah.
So to clarify, like Chubby Group, is it just domestic or is it international actually?
Definitely international.
Okay.
In that we have 100 people combined in China and Japan working on supply chain. In China, we work on construction, on our millwork, designing all the locations and doing the renderings. We have like 100 people across the two countries to take on all this challenge. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you have this international supply chain situation. You have management and creative all over the world. Are you pulling from specific, because and you're kind of like picking from different cuisines from different countries, but are there specific concepts in China, in Japan that you're modeled after, or it's like American in execution, I guess. Like I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So I would say very different from any restaurant groups. What we're trying to change is change the game of how restaurants are operated in the history of restaurants. So traditionally, restaurants are built by brands. You have the McDonald's, you have the Hai Di Laos, you have the Din Tai Fung. That's what they're known for.
Yeah.
The challenge with that is there's a risk. The restaurant can have an uprise and then it goes down, and then they have to close down a location when customers no longer like it. There's no loyalty, and it's like fashion. There's a cycle. People like this, then they change. And except for the fast food industry, it's like it keeps growing. But other than that, restaurants come and go.
Yeah.
Even the Hai Di Laos, you see it's a maturity cycle. Then maybe somewhere else
plateauing a little.
Yeah.
Bit, right?
What we're building is an ecosystem. So we supply all of the restaurants and brands. We have unlimited amount of brands, but the customer base won't change. So we have a Chubby Club app that will service the customers. We want to bring more value to the customer. So it's almost like a Costco versus Amazon Prime, where we have the logistic, we have the supply chain, the warehousing. We'll continue delivering ingredients to all of our restaurant brands, but the brands might change. Like Chubby Mart was originally Wagyu House Rolling Heights, and then we see people's taste change from traditional Chinese hot pot, because there's 50 of them open in Rolling Heights. Now they might do Chubby Mart. Like that will be a better concept for our members. So we'll adjust. The infrastructure, the team members are the same. The brands might change. The concept might change. And this will solve the 200-year problem where restaurants have been the riskiest investment for real estate, for landlords, so they pay the highest rent. Banks don't want to finance restaurants because there's high risk. And we're changing that. So very different model. Yeah.
I like how that's a good segue into like the idea of like it's Chubby Club.
Yeah.
Chubby Club. Everything's chubby. Everything is chubby. Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting that through line. Because I remember first hearing about that back when NFTs and Web3 was on on the tip of everyone's tongue and in front of mind for everyone. But then now, like, NFT is like a bad word. Like people don't want to talk about it anymore. And the idea of like a Chubby Club tied to a restaurant group, that was really like, I wonder how this is going to continue on. So like, tell us more about that. Like what form does it take now? And does the membership, what are the membership levels? Does it change over time? What are the incentives for joining Chubby Club?
I'm proud to say we're probably the only project that has actually fulfilled the function of what a NFT should be.
Chubby Dao.
Right? like one of the few, because people are buying this not for investment purposes at all. People are buying these are customers that want to use the perks. So to explain, the silver and gold NFTs they purchase, they will get free drinks. Silver tiers will get us free drinks at the restaurants for all your guests. So if you bring in 8 people, you will use a silver tier and you get a free round of complimentary drinks. Just an example. They also get concierge to book reservations across all 50 restaurants. When we launched the lifetime membership backed on NFT, and at that time, we only had 9 restaurants. We thought, hey, what tool can we use to make it very easy to give this membership a digital product so that they know that they own this membership, outside of just saying, hey, it's like a hire program where it's on our app and you get nothing. So this was the actual perfect way for them to actually see that they have this membership that's transferable, that they can.
Oh, it's okay, so you can actually gift it to people.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we actually saw that this is actually the application, the product that we can sell to our customers instead of using it as a way to fund new projects. So it was never meant to fund a new project.
Oh.
That's very different from, I think, any other project that we see, and they have trouble with the SEC. They have this because they use that project to then say, hey, you know, after you buy this, we'll use that fund to build something, which you get into SEC regulation.
Yeah.
So at the time we had 9 restaurants. We just say, hey, this is just a product we sell, but we use, it's like using Stripe or using credit card. Instead of using credit card, you can purchase on crypto or use credit card to have this digital membership that you can transfer to your friends and family. So that is the foundational difference. When I thought about it, it was like I never understood why people are buying. Besides like the hype of thinking,
could be nothing.
Yeah,
right?
This is the hype that people like wanted to make money, and I think that's the human greed aspect.
Yeah.
And now it's catching up. Like, where's the utility of these NFTs? Where's the utility of this?
Yeah,
it's a valid question.
Yeah. And we saw. I think we saw right through that, and let's actually build a product that's for the purpose and function of what the NFT could be. And this is the very few use case at the time that I think actually works. And now, we've sold over 2,300 of these lifetime memberships, and that was the foundation of Chubby Club. And then that was before we built the app. And then we built the app to integrate with the lifetime memberships, but also people can just pay $58 a year to get their Chubby Club Plus, and they get and gold and black cards and silver cards will include the Plus membership per year, so they don't have to pay the $58 a year. And everyone else that pay $58 a year get perks at all of our restaurants, from discounts to reservations, earn faster points, earn more points so they can redeem for different things. So now there's a whole ecosystem of loyalty.
There's a game aspect to it, and there's token gating that actually leads to somewhere instead of just like a wall behind the gate. It's like, there's nothing to this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No one buys it for hype, or no one buys this as thinking that they will make money or something. That was a challenge, I think, with the whole NFT craze. That's like the tulip same thing. Why there's this huge bubble.
Tulip craze, right?
Yeah.
Or tulip fever.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a club that we're part of. Man. This is like the only club. These are like the only 2 clubs that we're part of.
That's true.
So we're part of this club called Hidden Hills Club. You might have heard of it. It's one of our sponsors for the show. That they offer a great product. And if you're curious about it, for those of you guys that are out there in the internet land,
the interwebs,
in the interwebs, go to hiddenhills.club and find out more and join the club. But going back to our conversation, we like to do these live spots.
I love it.
Programming it in. Cultural capital. It's interesting how like you started with hot pot and then you got into kind of like Japanese yakiniku types things, and now you're doing skewers and Chubby Mart. Like, is this like a very intentional, like tiered way of like you're going from step 1, step 2, step 3 to introduce these different types of concepts?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we started with fine dining or the higher tier $3 sign concepts, we go into $2 sign concepts. We also have our Chubby Mart, which is literally a supermarket / restaurant where we really want to drive in on the value proposition aspect to our customers, where you can get the same price at the supermarket as Chubby Mart, but we will cook for you. We will set up the seafood for you.
Wow.
So we add up all that cost. It's cheaper than you would go get a Chinese supermarket for a live lobster. Like, you go to that and then you have to de-shell it at home and clean up and cook. All that, we're charging the same, but we do it all for you. So we really want to drive in the value that we are going to be the game changer for value proposition for customers. Customers are going to get more value by being a member. The same way Costco gets you in on the membership, and now you get more value when you go to Costco and shop. But no one has done this for restaurants ever, because restaurants have always been by one brand. Then they can't have a supply chain. They can't grow an ecosystem. They don't have enough volume to really deliver that type of value to their customers. Yeah.
I see.
Interesting.
I see a lot of, like, obviously, like the retail concepts where people are going and having like the next generation of restaurant dining, right? Do you have like, I forget the exact term, but it's like consumer products that you guys are launching that where like people can literally just buy it and just microwave it or make it at home in a way where it's like the packaging kind of cooks itself or anything like that?
Yeah, so we have chubbyfoods.com.
Okay.
And on that, you can buy Wagyu bowls. You can buy our Wagyu to ship to your home from our warehouse in California. We just partner with a concept called Kai Wagyu, and we got equity in the business, and they literally will ship you seafood and Wagyu to your home as well. And they have a store here in California, a retail shop that sell premium ingredients. So we have that, and we will also begin to have delivery on our app and pick up for fast casual for all of our concepts, but that will skip out on the commission. So the goal is to get the food into your door, into your home at a better rate for high quality ingredients.
Okay.
The biggest project I'm super excited about is Chubby Bowls opening next month in New York. This will revolutionize what Asian fast casual experience would be. There's not much Asian fast casual concepts out there that's super popular. I mean,
there's no Asian Chipotle, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. There isn't that elevated experience with healthy food, with Wagyu, with food made with extra virgin olive oil, with Wagyu tallow. It's all seed oil, and it's not made fresh. It's not made to order. We're gonna change all of that. So that's launching, and you're gonna have Wagyu bowls for like $15, and it's gonna be tasty. And we have an automated wok to use our high quality ingredients, so everything will taste the same across the board, consistent.
You said automated?
Automated wok.
Oh my god.
So I actually tested it. I'm not a chef myself, so the fact that I was able to operate the machine and cook up. So we have our executive chef from Mott 32, who was a Mott 32 executive chef,
okay,
who is now programming and R&Ding all of this fast casual experience, and it tastes like that type of dollar sign Chinese food. For $15, and I tasted out, and I made it. I was like, "Wow, this is going to be a game
That's
changer."
sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's launching next month. Yeah.
Crazy. I think like my first time to Japan, what I realized just having all sorts of different types of Japanese food in Japan is the secret sauce to Japanese cuisine seems to be how they treat their ingredients, right? And I remember sitting at a teppanyaki restaurant where I was trying to overcook a piece of Wagyu. I realized I couldn't. Like, no matter how charred it was, it still tasted good because the marbling was there and all that. I think, is that something you guys focus on when it comes to your ingredients too?
Ingredients is absolutely key, especially in barbecue or hot pot. I think ingredients make the biggest difference. So that's why we partner with Wagyu Master to ensure that we have the ranch. It's pretty much ranch to table. We buy the whole set of cow instead of buying just the ribeye. So most restaurants just buy the cut from mutual, like a vendor, third-party vendor. We buy the whole cow. And then the cow, and then we use different parts of the cow for different concepts of ours.
I see.
So we're a supply chain-based business where how do we deliver a valley from beef tongue? Now we have a Chubby Tongue concept opening in Roland Heights soon. Opening next week in New York. But opening soon in two months in Roland Heights next to our Chubby Cattle barbecue. So how are we going to use this A5 beef tongue, like Japanese beef tongue? We're going to create a concept out of it. So we think about the ingredients first. How do we deliver this quality ingredients into a new concept rather than just copying this is what someone's doing and let's do the same thing and then order from a third party and just compete on the sauces or compete on something that's less value driven. We focus on concepts that you can taste the difference in ingredients.
Okay, now my mind is running wild because if you're buying the whole cow, are we gonna see like chubby luxury bags at some point, like chubby leather?
I don't think it is.
That'd be fascinating.
That'd be insane.
I don't know that you use cattle for leather for that purpose.
Cow, there are different types of.
I've never seen that for that. But we do use the Wagyu tallow, for example. For our concepts, right? Like the chubby dumplings use the remaining of the shredded beef. For example, the Chubby Bowls use parts of the beef that's not used by Niku X. So we were super efficient. There's no waste on the whole production. Instead of like restaurants, or right now restaurants have to buy from a vendor. Vendor will then have to figure out where to take the remaining parts, or the ranch have to figure out, no one's buying the tallow, so what am I going to do with this Wagyu tallow? What am I going to do with this beef tongue? And they have to sell it to other places. Whereas for Chubby skewers, we can all types of cuts of the cow, and people love it. So you need to have different concepts to utilize the whole supply chain in the first place.
This is a true like snout to tail type of operation.
Wow. That's very impressive.
Yeah. Last year, I mean, this is so complicated in some sense, like so different. Last year, 2025, I had to deal with like people that just couldn't believe, like, how are you able to get this ribeye for at this cost? Is this even real Wagyu? Like, I deal with online trolls.
Right?
Yeah, they're like, hey, I don't see a certificate. Like, we had to end up putting certificate at every single restaurant for every single table, which is insane. No one does this. But at a certain scale that we built, we had to like wow, people couldn't believe it. And that's how much value we give. Like, people couldn't believe, how do you buy so many cattle?
Interesting.
You know, we took 5,000 cattle last year just for Chubby Cattle, like for Japanese A5 cattle last year. How can you do that at a restaurant group level? That's $25 million worth of cattle. And we have our warehouse. Like, we literally had to showcase that, and it gave me a reminder, like, this is something insane no one has done before, and we will have to showcase that. And people couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm having a hard time believing I'm talking to a non-AI construct right here. This is like an interactive commercial for a Chubby Group. Like, is there going to be like a future Chubby hotel concept? It feels like you're nodding.
Yeah, we will partner.
Chubby life.
Yeah, we will partner with hotels, and we might build hotels, and the Chubby Club, the whole point is we go to a lot of these brick and mortar experiences, from pickleball to ping pong, wherever you're going, after karaoke's. But you never have any loyalty programs. You never get loyalty treatment. There's the Hyatt Hotel. There's the the IHG, Marriott that rewards you. Even Disney have rewards, or Amazon has rewards. Amazon Prime, points. Netflix has rewards. But there's never been one for restaurants, for karaoke's, for entertainment, for gyms. And we think it's a time to really put these brick and mortar on the map and put one ecosystem behind that, and to give customers a reason to stay in the ecosystem. Imagine the Michelin Guide had a loyalty system, but they don't.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever go outside of food? Like,
Absolutely.
well, I know you said hotels.
It sounds like he
too.
is.
yeah. But I mean, like, what other industries are you like interested in exploring, especially with the membership infrastructure that you're trying to create, which is actually really cool to think about. If I like that as one of your products that you're selling, and you could sell into other industries, that's kind of crazy. I'm just doing all the math. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
this is
food
kind
and
of
beverage,
wild.
wellness for sure.
Yeah.
So like we already have like Chubby Courts or something. Like, we partner with pickleball courts in California.
You have?
There are Chubby Courts?
So it's not called Chubby Courts, but it's something that we might build later. But we partner with pickleball courts of different. You can go on the app and see different locations have different partnerships. So we pick great concepts and put it in there. We have karaoke, Divine. Karaoke is on that.
Oh, okay.
We also invest in Divine, that's opening up in San Gabriel Valley, the largest karaoke in that area.
Wow.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, we just did our gala there, so that's gonna open soon. And yeah, so we want people to be able to dine and earn points at one location. Then we pick the best. It's not like anyone's just on there like Yelp or Google that takes a fee out of the restaurants.
Yeah.
We actually select and partner with these great concepts and unite the experience together. So we work with operators around the country, the best restaurant operators, the best karaoke operators in the space, and then get them on the ecosystem so customers can share that reward and can actually redeem their points at all the best spots.
Wow.
So a lot of things happening.
All right, enough about the chubby concepts. What about non-chubby David?
Yeah.
Right? So
let's do it.
How did you like build this disposition where it seems like it's very intuitive? Because there's a lot of people that, like, I think if you're involved in any type of industry, you have to work hard to succeed. But it seems like you have a very natural ease of understanding the concepts and being able to convey the concepts in a way where it's like, we're not in the restaurant industry, but you're able to convey this in ways that, like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. It's something that we can buy into. Is this something that you've always, like, as a kid?
Yeah.
I say this is the 10 years. Anything you
10
do
years.
for 10 years for 80 hours a week, you will become proficient in. So
Okay.
I had no idea. I don't know how to cook. I wasn't in the restaurant space.
I love it.
I simply got into the restaurant space to say, hey, how can I make money to pay tuition? I thought it was going to be a good investment for the first Chubby Cattle Hot Pot, which it didn't. For that restaurant location alone, it wasn't a great investment. We didn't make money for 2 years. Had to put more money that I make on my job working as an ad agency to fund that business. So certainly we had always this ridiculous amount of confidence and optimism, but it never worked out all the time. So it's constantly, all right, why it didn't work out? Let's pivot. Let's adjust and pivot and adjust. And after you do anything for 10 years, I think you will get into that 1 percentile of proficiency. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that way of thinking was like modeled for you by like your parents or other people in your life? Or you kind of just like, is it just literally how you're wired, where you're like, how come that didn't work? Let me try something different. Let me make this.
Yeah, to even try again.
Yeah, because that's not normal for a lot of people. A lot of people, they'll just get discouraged and throw in the towel. Honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's the sport athlete, like anyone that played sports to a certain level will give you that. Any competitive mindset. And I recently saw something and I realized like all my close friends, they're entrepreneurs doing phenomenally in the entrepreneurship space. They were all some type of athletes or competitive in some nature.
For sure.
It could be playing chess, it could be playing tennis. And I think that is probably the common denominator in competitive competitiveness, and my co-founder was in archery. So like the ability to accept failures again and again, be destroyed by our ego is the differentiator, rather than genetics or my family. No, my dad ran a small business, but failed and it didn't go well. But maybe some part for sure, I've learned that okay, you can do something different. For his time is very different. It's communist China. No one was doing even operating a business, so it's something new, doing something different. But certainly, I think it's a sport mentality of failing again and again. I played table tennis when I was younger, and wasn't great at it.
I see.
I failed again and again. I didn't get to the top level, but I kept going. I wrestled in high school. I was terrible at it, but I kept at it. So just like you were not good at things, but I was very optimistic to keep trying. But I was proud to open the first restaurant. Like I saw the good, even though the restaurants wasn't making money, profitable. I wasn't getting paid every month, but I was able to bring my friends. Like at 20 years old, I couldn't even drink yet, to be like, go check out Chubby Cattle. Like this is my spot. Like I was so proud, and that I can feed people in my in the restaurant. And I always saw the good. And rather than say, I could be making more money if I went to college. Other people are doing this. Just the ability to take big risk and be different. That's also important. Yeah.
Well, you said accepting defeat. What's it look like when someone can't accept defeat? Because I'm curious what your definition of accepting defeat means.
Accepting defeat, and every point, probably every year, I can look at, we're defeated. Like COVID. Oh man, I think this is not meant for us. Like how are we gonna come up with the money? This is just everybody's closing. You can say the market's bad. Everybody's closing. Everybody's not doing well. The rest of the people are not doing well. We said no. Like we will sell whatever it takes. Let's talk to 100 more investors. How do we get through this COVID situation? How do we ask the landlord? Like we just don't. My co-founder and I don't have the ability in our mind to say, yeah, this is not gonna work out. In the first location, we had no idea what we were doing. We made so many errors. We're still like, this is great. We're going to make it happen. All right, we're changing. We're going to make this. All right, we're not profitable this month because it's summer. So we're going to make adjustment on payroll. We're going to make adjustments, do more promotions. So there was never a moment. We had a lot of failures, but never a moment where we say, you know what? I think we should call it quits. This was not in the language. So every year we had challenges. Like last year, we had to get all this Wagyu into the U.S. and when our investors pulled out, and now we're like, how are we gonna find $20 million to pay out this? And things happen. There's a moment where you're like, oh shoot, this could default all of us. Like we had all these restaurant build outs, but also have to get the Wagyu. Let's find a solution. We ended up finding East West Bank to partner with us. We ended up finding the Wagyu master to join us on the cap table and gave us a loan. So things happen. And
turned out to be a blessing, actually.
That's always the case. You realize like everything that we've done, things that didn't work out, like we can take, for example, Chubby Mart. Now it's a cool concept that you guys want to go to, but before that, it was Wagyu House. We saw a decline in sales because we have 50 restaurants of Chinese Sichuan hot pot opening, and that'll compete on price.
There's just too many.
So many, right? In our area, like we can say, we close down. Let's call it quits. Too many competitors now, or let's talk to the landlord. Let's put a new concept in, and maybe our members will continue to thrive. It's just that mentality of never giving up, which is a little bit psycho at times. You have the mentality of never enough. Always need to grow, and that's in itself could be a cursing, and it could be a curse and a blessing. Depends on how you think.
So you're saying, in a situation where you had to change it to the Chubby Mart, for some people that could be really intimidating. Taking a concept that is, I guess, ultimately dipping or not performing as well, and then putting in extra money on top to change it into a totally different concept. Like how did you justify like putting in that extra effort, extra money, all that? Is it just because you didn't want it to see it collapse? You just had to keep going? Like what was?
Yeah. So at that point, that was like probably 2 years ago. We've already had so many failures and made so many adjustments that have worked that we know it will work. Like when we opened in Denver and when it was just hot pot, Denver had like 1% Asian population where we're at. So people didn't even know what hot pot was. We had to add sushi concept in there to get people to introduce to hot pot.
Like inside the actual...
In the restaurant. So we have a conveyor
sushi appetizer and then you have the hot pot.
Right, sushi and hot pot.
Interesting. You conceptualize
Introduce them to hot pot, right? It's like a gateway drug.
Sushi to get the hot pot is wild.
Yeah.
But it makes
sense.
That's
crazy. Okay.
So we've done so many of these adjustments. Niku X, like we had a Michelin, we were on the Michelin guide, and then we were taken off because we realized local residents didn't want to spend $250 on a Michelin guided concept again and again. They actually don't perform well. Make adjustments, turn it into a luxury buffet, and perform well. So we've just done this so much that we've realized, like, all right, failures, normal. How do you adjust? Most people will open a concept. 90% of them fail, by the way. Restaurants industry extremely challenging.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we opened our first one, it failed. Even though it was a cool experience, like the Chubby Cattle Hot Pot, we weren't profitable for 2 years. We had to make adjustments, make concept changes, and then it became profitable. So just by doing again and again, fail again and again, fast, and iterate.
There's like a humility that you guys, a posture of humility you have to have.
Yes.
In order to pivot. I'm realizing that because I'm sure that like ego is tied into a lot of restaurants who, you know, have crumbled and refuse to go a certain way. But for y'all to have that humility to be like, all right, maybe we should consider something else and do this whole other shift. I respect that.
Yeah, you got to have that humility, any product that you create. For
Yeah,
sure. Like, if it's not working out, you're not growing. It literally is anything. I realize, like, anyone in the 1% in their category, whether creation, content creation, podcast, whatever it is, you got to pivot a lot. Like, you just make these adjustments, and you can, like, I never play video games, so I just got into League of Legends, and like, this is like life. You know, like, it's actually like life. You can blame all your teammates, or the challengers will always blame themselves. How can I have done this better? And make pivots. And if I'm not climbing, there's a reason. It's because of me.
You said challengers?
Yeah, like ranking, like how the best chess players, the best poker players, the best league players, and even computer games, whatever's or pickleball, whatever it is, you're blaming yourself. How can I be better, rather than blaming those around you? Right. So I think that mentality is key to our growth, rather than anything else. Yeah.
Dude.
Man, I mean, like, we have to cheers to that.
Dude,
At this
cheers.
point,
Hey,
cheers to pivoting.
Right here.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks to our sponsors, Chief Forest, but these sparkling beverages.
Sparkling beverage,
0
man.
calories.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
Diet, right?
Yeah, we
Great
love
stuff,
these at
right?
Chubby Skewers. You can get these for sure.
You can get these at Chubby Skewers. Nice.
Yeah.
Very refreshing.
Oh, what flavor is that?
White peach.
White peach.
Yeah.
Hey, I got the
Lychees.
lychee. Lychee's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I think one thing that is very cool, just honestly, as other Asian Americans like James and I, whenever I go to a Chubby Cow restaurant, especially out here where a lot of your restaurants are in Asian enclaves already, but what I'll notice is that the word has gone out so much that I will often see folks that you wouldn't expect in Monterey Park, you wouldn't expect in this part of Irvine, and you'll see black folks, white folks, Latino folks. They're like dressed up to go and eat there. And that actually, that legitimately makes me feel very humbled and proud. And like, I didn't even know you until today. And it was just like, wow, what a cool idea that you guys are really uplifting the culture and making like Asian people and Asian cuisine be seen more than just this takeout spot or that chicken spot. I think that is very respectable.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That has got to be thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That is probably the biggest motivation that I have, right, in my day-to-day, but outside accountability to all the team members, everything. This is my intrinsic motivation is to see us getting from 10 years ago, no one respecting Asian food. Like, I came to the U.S. and I remember if my mom packs me like a fried egg and thing and go to lunch, I came from Shanghai and going to middle school, if I felt like, oh, sushi I can bring, but if I bring these Chinese food, like eggplants, all this, like people would judge me. It's like weird food when everyone should be eating nuggets. And, you know,
You should be eating nuggets like an American.
rather than minced pork, like really tasty food, and that's changing. And to see that shift, to see our restaurants come, like from the beginning was mostly Asian people for Chubby Cattle Hot Pot to now the normal general demographic of that city is the best feeling. And I do truly believe we're uniting people through media, through food, as outside of the political news and all this manipulation of people's mind, just like politics, on nonsense. To me, is like, it's if you just go to people's restaurants and food, and this is how people. I mean, like Anthony Bourdain, they do best. Like when you see that is puts us like we're not so different after all, and it's very humanizing for that. And seeing whatever political affiliation, whatever race, whatever nation, you can have these Japanese food, Chinese food. You can cook hot pot together. So it's very symbolic, and it does when you start eating other cultures, other people's food, you travel, you will get rid of this mindset of like, oh my God, this is communism. This is what they do. If you go visit China, you go visit Taiwan, you go visit Korea, it's a beautiful country. Like all of that, I love all aspects of them, and the food is beautiful. The people are amazing. So don't let like politics guide you to think, life should be a certain way and full of hatred. And this is what I'm really proud of with food, to see people trying new things, try their first hot pot experience, first barbecue experience, and getting used to not because people's fear for another culture is what drives this craziness, drives war, everything. Yeah. But when you start eating food, you're like, no, I don't want war. Like, I want to eat hot pot. I want to go to the eat the barbecue.
Sure.
That's the kind of experience that we want to show people.
Yeah. You can't hate people if you love their food.
You can't.
You can't look someone in the eye and be like, I hate you, but it's delicious.
Yeah, because you've eaten at some friend's house, you've eaten at their food, and you've been to the country, and you realize it's amazing. Yeah. If everyone's fighting wars, like if you just go to their country and everyone's hospital, there's good people or bad people in every country. Yeah. You go there, see the citizens, see the places. You're not gonna be like, oh my God, they're this way. The Chinese people are this or whatever. Go to the country and see. Or the U.S. people are this. Go to the American places. It's amazing everywhere. There's good people everywhere in the world. But don't let the politics and everything scare you. That's my take.
What's like one of the best compliments you've ever gotten from someone like you'd hear at a restaurant? One that really just you're like, I'm doing something.
This is funny. I don't know if it's the best compliment, but even there are people that have never had hot pot. They would have a plate of how the meat comes in and it's raw. So they don't know they have to cook it.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
And they would eat it. They're like, wow, this is the best beef I've had. And they haven't even cooked it yet.
Wow.
Because they don't know the soup base is like and this is where they train the servers, like, you gotta put the soup base here first and then tell them, don't send the Wagyu out first. They'd be like, I like it usually a little bit more medium. But this is amazing.
A little blue for me, but it's still delicious.
I was like, dude, you haven't even got the sauces or the soup yet. I had to tell the server, like, no, don't do this. You got to make sure everyone try it. But that to me is like, people are willing to eat raw meat, and still love the concept and love the experience. I mean, we have raw meat dishes, like you can actually eat that.
Yeah, so, but not literally
just the meat, and they had it. So I was like, to me, like people, that is the most beautiful thing because people can try different things and love it, and that's what we're here for. To you say, all types. Like in Atlanta, it's all African Americans because the location downtown Atlanta, Interlock, is all that. And they're trying Japanese barbecue for the first time, A5 Wagyu for the first time. In Denver, it's mostly Caucasian. And they're trying hot pot and sushi for the first time. Now, after 10 years, it's finally picked up. People love to eat more hot pot than the sushi aspect.
It's cold out there, too, so it makes sense. Yeah.
So now it's really, really popping. But the first 3 years, it was very challenging because we had to convince people, like, this is a cool thing. Now they see it everywhere, like, oh, wow, we got to go to this spot. So we've seen that transition. Yeah.
That's amazing.
For the Asian population.
No, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, because I think what we've learned a lot doing the podcast is if you grow up in an area where you're absolute minority, like you are one of a handful of Asians, it could be a very alienating and lonely experience. But then for people to at least make a connection to food, hey, that's a start. That's a start for a lot of people.
For sure. I mean, it's amazing. I've seen this past few years for our community, the K-pop.
Yeah.
Demon Hunter, right? Just all these Asian food being on the rise for the past 20 years in the U.S. be the highest growth is phenomenal to me. I think that's why we're being, now it's changing.
For sure.
Asian people are now attractive. Why? Yes. Because the food is tasty. It's not stinky Chinese and stinky or cheap Chinese food. They're dirty. This is what's known. It's changing.
Yeah.
And this is all part of it. We don't have to be just cheap Chinese food anymore.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, since you're a natural at this, and for a lot of people that still haven't tried your concepts, if you had to take them on essentially kind of like a restaurant passport tour where they had to try a number of different Chubby Cattle concepts or Chubby Group concepts, which ones would be like your top 3 or 4 where you'd say, do it in this order and this is how you eat?
Okay. The way I think about it would be like, all right, what's my occasion? This is a fancy date. If I'm going on a fancy date, my date wants a fancy dinner. With like a 5-star luxury experience. I'm going to Niku X, an X pot. Where you have white glove service and phenomenal. But yeah, it's all you can eat. So it's unlimited. You have your Peking duck and Niku X. You have your dry aged Wagyu. You have your tomahawk. And your amazing cocktail. So you have that date. If your date is like casual and they like street Asian food, I'm gonna go to Chubby Skewers. Like it's $1 per Wagyu skewer.
And it's fun. Skewers are fun.
It's fun. It's upbeat. You're listening to EDM in there. You're getting your picture of a beer, Sapporo. So like you have that. And then if you like the still in between, you want Chubby Cattle barbecue, but they really like, it's like a hot pot queen. They really like shabu. Like my girlfriend loves shabu, so I'll take her to Wagyu Master Shabu. Like that's the day-to-day you can go to that we just opened Pasadena. It's a really cool concept. They might like barbecue and hot pot. They go to Wagyu Factory, so they can have both of that experience. So it depends on what type of day. Lunch, Chubby Curry, I would go, right? For post-dessert, Chubby Tea, I would go there as well. Chubby Dumplings is a concept I love as well, in Burbank nearby. So it depends on what you're in the mood for.
You have it all covered. Like whatever life experience you want. Birthday, graduation, a date, school night, a business outing, you have it all covered.
No, I think about it a lot because I only, most of the time, I only eat Chubby, like outside of like when I'm traveling outside of the U.S. So I would like think about like, oh, where am I taking my mom if they visit? Oh, where do I take my in-laws? Like where do they go? So I think about, and friends, investors, like all these, I would take them to different areas for different purposes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Whether as an individual, by yourself, with family for a special occasion. Yeah. That's a really creative way of solving these different problems.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Different niches.
Yeah.
That's why you can go every day, because you can go to different places. That's the whole point of the loyalty program. So people can, it's not like a once a month occasion. You can eat Chubby Skewers once a week. You can eat Chubby Cattle once a week. You can get your shabu once a week. So it depends on what you want. Yeah.
We've already asked this in different ways, but like what is, I think, the big upcoming challenge for you that you're trying to tackle, whether regionally, like if there are specific cities you're trying to get into, or like retail concepts or things that you're like, that's the next frontier?
We want to get, so we have 60 locations open.
Wow. So you have 20 concepts, 60 locations.
We're opening 40 locations this year, which is the most we've ever done.
40 on top of the 60.
Yeah.
So which will now mean 100 at the end of the year.
Locations, and then not partnership concepts like pickleball courts and stuff that's added to the app.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge is to do something no one has done before, to be on this roadmap of, private equity funds, venture capital. They're like, well, why do you have all these different brands? Why is it not just one brand? So we have, we've proven that for the past 2 years that it can be done, but no one has done this before, where it's based on memberships, based on supply chain in the restaurant world. So the hardest thing is to make sure we execute the vision to our expectation, making sure the customers will continue to have unforgettable experiences, the quality doesn't drop. So we put up a lot of technology, a lot of systems in place to ensure feedback, to ensure we're getting, literally we have AI reviewing customer feedback. If I'm getting like a couple 1-star reviews somewhere, I'm gonna get a notification. And at the end of the day, like, hey, you gotta check out this store. It's getting some bad feedback online, internally and externally. We have AI vision cameras, like to see the plates and tables we're installing by the end of the second quarter, where it will literally show like, are the customers happy? Are they not eating certain dishes?
Oh, it's reading their expressions.
Oh, it won't see their faces, but it will see the table.
Oh, okay.
So empty plates.
Like empty plates signals positive. If it's a full plate, you're like, ooh.
Are the waters refilled? Are the tables being empty for a while? Are the servers rotating the table quickly enough?
Interesting.
So this AI vision is something that we're developing. Like that will help us ensure the customer's experience is like amazing. It helps us GMs basically help them to have vision on all the tables. Are they waiting too long for their water? Have they not been checked up on? Has their food not arrived for more than 10 minutes? So making sure we have all this technology in place and systems in place, no one has done this before. So we will roll that out and ensure that 100 locations are not just like, oh, we're just opening and the quality is dropping, but quality is actually improving. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Respect.
Do you sleep?
Yeah. Yo, that's a legit question, bro.
Yeah, I am. I am tracking my sleep every day. I got to ensure quality. When I was younger, I was not healthy. I did not sleep well. I just thought working out was fine. So now, as I'm in my 30s, I got to sleep.
Yes.
Because that's how you make better decisions.
Yeah.
That's one thing I regret when I was younger, is like I thought I just sleep 3-4 hours a day, but that's why I probably wasn't making a lot of great decisions, including not eating well and not eating healthy. So different me now than now in my early 30s. Yeah.
Well, David, we are so fascinated and excited to see what's next for Chubby Group and for you. But in the meantime, before we finish, we want to give you a gift.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is through our friends at 1587 Sneakers.
Okay. Amazing.
So 1587, they make all Italian leather shoes.
Wow.
And it's named after the first year the Asians came to America, allegedly. So these are a pair of AP87s.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Please,
that's
take it
for
out the
you.
box.
Yeah,
This is
that is
amazing.
for you. And for our guests at home, if you like what you see, if you're curious about 1587, please go to 1587sneakers.com and get your own pair with our code GODZ20. That's GODZ20. Yeah. And try them out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
Enjoy,
I
bro.
represent the community.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure the founder and I are friends. And
I
Oh,
wouldn't
you
be
are?
surprised.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
be surprised.
yeah.
Oh.
Like-minded
yeah.
folks.
Korean guy.
Yeah, yes.
Sam,
yes.
Sam is definitely one
yes.
of the founders.
Yes.
We always like to do a little fit check too, and I noticed that you have very interesting sneakers on.
Yeah. What
Please
are
tell
those?
us, tell us
No,
the fit.
these are just comfortable.
Oh.
Comfortable-
My friend gifted.
Comfortable Balenciagas.
Amazing. These are great.
Oh, are those Balencis? Oh, okay,
These are-
very nice.
No, yeah.
And then,
Okay.
and then your hoodie, is that like a Chubby Group
This is
hoodie?
I literally represent. If I
What?
had chubby shoes, I wear chubby shoes.
Oh,
okay,
Or
okay.
represent my friend's company. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
to have
Okay,
that.
okay.
Or, yeah. So,
Wow.
No, this is a chubby gear. Yeah.
Can you
Okay, very
explain
nice.
the logo? Because is it C's? Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
So for Chubby Club, but also it's about bringing people together.
Oh, you want to put
yeah.
the mic closer to you? Yeah.
So yes, it's 4 seats, but it's also about bringing people closer together. So it's Chubby
Oh.
Club or Chubby Cattle, however it is, but it's 4 seats uniting all of us together.
Okay.
That's the
It's a four
logo.
top. Nice.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Those are seats and also Chubby Club.
Very
CNC.
nice.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
clever.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, before we finish, we always like to end with 3 questions.
Okay.
That's true. Okay, first question is, who do you consider to be your local god?
Yeah.
Someone you think that deserves way more shine, more notoriety, more attention.
I want to say my team. That's
Okay.
who I hang out with every day.
Recognize them,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think because I know them, I work with them every day. I think it's the 5,000 team members that
Wow.
I work with.
That's a big staff.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they are I work for them. So I work for them to make sure that we achieve their dream, and they're putting their sweat and tears. So to me, I really respect people that just put in. Also, we're celebrating 10 years, like 10 years with us, and making people happy, bring loved ones together every day.
Yeah.
They are my local gods.
Okay.
Because that's who I hang out with every day.
Nice.
I can give, role models and all this, but they're not people that I might know as closely as people I work with.
Sure.
So my team
Yeah.
is my version of local gods.
Okay,
Cool.
very nice. Okay, second question, as you bring the mic a little closer to
Yes.
you, is okay. What is your favorite restaurant in the whole world?
Is that the question you asked for?
And what do you
Everybody.
what do you order there? Yeah.
All right, it would be so outside of Chubby, my favorite restaurant would be at my home. Okay.
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 And I hope someday, friends, and I'd love to invite you guys over anytime to cook. And my girlfriend does amazing Wagyu pho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so-
I'm very much looking forward to this.
So that is like I'm waiting for someone. If I have someone out there like has a pho concept, we want to put a Wagyu pho in there, like put our Wagyu ingredients, hit me up. I think
Huh.
Okay.
Wagyu pho is one of my top dishes that I love. And
Interesting.
Yeah, and home cooked meals is my favorite meal that just can't be replaced. Outside of that, I said I only eat Chubby.
Okay.
Chubby
Fair
gear
point.
and Chubby food. That's
Okay.
mostly what I eat. Yeah.
Nice.
I bet. Okay. Cool. And our final question is, what's your favorite album of all time?
Wow.
One that you keep coming back to?
Okay. I have to support my friends' music. So,
Okay.
I was just playing ping pong with Slander.
Oh.
Okay.
Just casually playing ping pong with Slander, huh?
Playing Slander.
Wow.
So I have to
Nice.
say recently, like because we played and I love friends' music and
Yeah.
Love Is Gone is fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll shout that out since it was his birthday, so we recently played like yesterday. So that's why that's my favorite music at
Okay.
the moment. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Wow.
David is living in 2062.
Yeah,
playing ping pong with Slander, opening
Yeah.
restaurants.
Wow.
For folks that have, for whatever reason, not visited a Chubby restaurant yet and want to learn more about Chubby Group and learn more about you, where can they find you and your restaurants online?
Instagram,
Okay.
Twitch even now. We're start
Okay.
streaming.
Ooh.
Nice.
So Google, you can DM me anytime. By the way, any customers that have any problems, any good feedback, bad feedback,
Wow.
literally feel free to DM me. It's the way on Instagram, and I have my team and myself review everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I get customers like complaints, like I waited too long, and this is that I thought I was this, or there's a certain experience that they wasn't satisfactory. I'm always there, even today. Like if you message, I will make sure that I get to it. I might not be
Which
right
account?
away.
Which account?
On my main account, like on my own social, like if people message me and I see a feedback, like I have a filter system, like about a complaint or some good feedback, I will respond. Yeah, always. So that's where you can find me. Or for entrepreneur advice or for anything, you can ask me anything, anytime on social.
How do you spell It's the Way?
ITSDAWEI.
W-E-I.
It's Chinese spelling for Da Wei, but it's my real name, and the way is how it's the way of life.
It's
you
the
know?
way.
It's the way I
the
live.
way it is, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it is. At least that's how Cronkite said that. But if you like what we're doing here on Local Gods, please follow us, like us, subscribe us, and please rate us 5 stars if you can. Just like Dawei, like David's Restaurants, 5 stars as well. And find us at Local Gods on all platforms, LOCALGODZ. And until next time, peace.
See ya.